Hi guys, nizere ko meze fresh. My name is Gilbert. Uyu munsi tugiye kwiga CSS. Ku musozo turi bushyire hamwe ibyo twize, twubake YouTube homepage, okay? Which is this one. This is a finished product, okay? So I hope you are excited. So let's get started. Okay, mbere yuko dutangira ndagira ngo umenye ko this course is for beginners up to intermediate, but turi bwasuminge yuko you have a zero experience in CSS, okay? Turi butangirire from scratch up to intermediate level, okay? Ikindi ni uko turi burebere hamwe advanced topics of CSS 3, which is Flexbox and CSS Grid. Okay, this is advanced topics that came up in the new version of CSS 3. Okay. Ikindi ni uko tutari burebere hamwe animation. Okay. All right. So, what is CSS then? CSS mu magambo arambuye ni cascading style sheet, okay? Ntabwo ari programming language. Well, what is programming language? Programming language is the tools or technology used to add logic to the application or website or any web app or application. That's programming language. CSS ikoreshwa mu gustylinga web page, kureba kuriya website bisa neza, ifite ama image ari aligned correctly, amalogo ifite ibintu, ifite some kind of good aligned text, kari akazi kose gakorwa na CSS, okay? Ikoreshwa mu gustylinga ama web page cyangwa se HTML documents. You might call it website. Okay. Cool. Hari uburyo butatu rero bwo applyinga style to the HTML element. Okay. Uburyo bwa mbere bwitwa inline style. Ubu buryo nibwo ufata style ukazishyira directly in the HTML tag. Okay. Uburyo bwa kabiri bwitwa internal style. Ahangaho niho wandika style ariko zikaba zikiri muri HTML document but in the header tag. Okay, ukuvuga ngo HTML and CSS biba bikivanze. None uburyo bwa gatatu bwitwa external style. Ubu buryo nibwo ukoresha ucreatinga CSS file ukwayo, then ukayilinkinga cyangwa se ukayilinkinga kuri HTML document. Okay. Hari concept muri programming yitwa dry, cyangwa se don't repeat yourself. Ikivuze ni ukuvuga ngo if you have let for example you have two h2 element, okay? If you use inline style, biragusaba ko niba warashaka ko text iba red, then uri bwandike color red 2 times, which is not good. We will see it by an example in a bit. Don't worry, okay? If you don't get it now, okay? So let's go and see an example, okay? Alright, so reka tuvuge kuri inline style, okay? Ibumoso mfite Visual Studio Code and iburyo mfite Google Chrome, okay? I just want you to see the changes whenever I make change in the text editor, okay? So go ahead, ufungure folder yawe and then create HTML file. So right now, I'm generating basic HTML template. If you are using Visual Studio Code, it is just simple. You type agatangaro and then press enter. As you can see, the basic HTML. Okay, let me call this document CSS tutorial tutorial. Okay, and inside body reka tube dufite heads headline for its CSS tutorial. Okay, so tugiye gufungura this document in the browser. To do that, you just can right click on the document name, okay, and then open with Live Server. By the way, the next extension called Live Server. If you go in the Visual Studio Code in the extension tab, you can search Live Server. As you can see, it already installed, so you can just go ahead and install that extension. Idufasha kugira ngo to making a change automatically it reloading our page in the browser. Okay, so let's go ahead to fungure our index.html with live server. Okay, open with live server. Wait a second to open. Okay, as you can see, we have CSS tutorial text here. Okay, so reka tuvuge ko dushaka ko iyi text yacu iba red. So kubikora rero dushobora gukoresha tugiye gukoresha inline style. Inline style iba applied to the specific HTML tag. Okay, ubundi most of HTML tags ziba zifite style attribute. So dukoresha iyo style attribute kugira ngo twadinge style to that element. Okay, so to do that, you just you add style attribute, and then inside these how do you call it, double quotes, you put your style here. Okay, let's say we want dushaka ko iyi text yacu iba umutuku, so we type color, property color, and then the value will be red. Okay, if we save this, you can see that text CSS tutorial yabaye umutuku. Okay, okay, you can make it, let's say, green. Okay, and if you save this, you can see now text is green. Okay, that is inline style. Okay, all right, so reka tuvuge kuri internal style. Okay, so internal style ni style wa applying kuri specific HTML tag element, but izo styles zikaba zikiri muri HTML file, zikaba ziri included in the HTML file, specifically in the header tag. Okay, so to do that, let's see, let's copy this and just comment that so that if you can hear that stuff. Okay, so so to apply internal style, you just add style tag in the header. Okay, in the header of element, in the header tag of HTML document. Okay, what you do is just type style tag, then inside hagatanga is tag niho ushira style. Okay, so the way to do that, you can just use utagetinga selector tag. Don't worry about the word selector. Turi in depth about selector in later video, but right now yeah, you will hear most of time using the word selector, but don't worry, we'll get what it is in the future. Okay, so dushaka ko iyo h1 yacu iba umutuku. Again, we're going to use the same example. The way to do that, we just type selector h1 and then open curly braces and then type your property. Okay, here that's where you apply your style. Okay, let's say color, you want this to be red. Okay, and let's if we save this, let's save and see what's will happen. Okay, let's just load. Okay, now Rwanda code text, it's the same result. You can just type even green. Okay, as you can see, it gives same result. Okay, you can add property another style. Let's give this font size. Font size actually the size of the text. Okay, let me give it 15 pixels. Okay, see what will happen. Okay, urabona ko text yacu yabaye large. Okay, so that is internal style. Okay, alright, reka tuvuge kuri external style. Okay, so the way external style work, to creating a CSS file, it is separated with the HTML document, and then we use link tag to link that CSS to the HTML document. Okay, so let's see how it's work. First, creating a style CSS file. Okay, to do that, you can just click. No, not just folder. Don't just need the folder. Just need the file. Okay, the file. Let me call it style.css. Okay, then let's target again same h1 selector. Okay, you type network h1 just h1 and then color green and save this. And reka hano tuze commenting. Just let's comment this style tag. Okay, if you save this, you can see text is black, but to include the external style to the HTML document, dukoresha link tag. Okay, so in the header we use link tag to link style. You just type link and then enter. Okay, automatically VS Code zihita yasuminga yuko ari style sheets ushaka kwadingaho. Okay, so as you can see, this is the file relationship. Okay, and then href is taking a path. Ni hehe style of file yawe iri. Okay, href is taking a path as value. Okay, kubera ko ziri muri same folder, we just type style.css. Okay, wandika just style.css. If you save, then watch what's gonna happen. You can see that now CSS tutorial now is green, which is coming from this style CSS file. Okay, cool. Alright, reka tuvuge kuri advantage and disadvantage of these different way of styling HTML element. Okay, reka duhere kuri inline style. Inline style, nk'uko twabibonye, it is easy and quick way to insert CSS rule in HTML page. Okay, and it is mostly used for testing. For example, you want your H1 to be in the center. You don't have to create separate CSS file or declare a style tag. You can just embed your style inside style attribute. Okay, it's just quick and simple. It means you don't have, of course, you don't have to create separate file. We have talked to that. Okay, so reka turebe kuri disadvantage of inline style is that it's time consuming and it's make your HTML structure messy. Okay, reka dufate urugero, you have 1000 h2 element in your HTML document. Okay, and imagine ukoresheje inline style, you want that h1 to be red. Uramutse ukoresheje inline style, you will write 1000 style, okay, which will be total mess, and it will not make your HTML look good. And nigeze kubikomozaho, hari principle in programming yitwa dry. Don't repeat yourself. Okay, mu byo ukora byose, you must make sure that you don't repeat the task. Okay, you must do all you can to not repeat your task. Instead, you have to create something you can reuse. Okay, I think that is understandable. Okay, ikindi nk'uko twabonye, iyo wembedinze inline style, page HTML page iba nini. Uko page iba nini, iyi hostings kuri server kugira ibe downloaded user then ayiviewing cyangwa se browser i-rendering bitwara umwanya munini kuyi-downloading iva kuri server, kubera ko HTML page iba yabaye large. Okay, that's the disadvantage of inline style. And again, you should not use inline style in production. You should only use inline style or in testing, unless uzi neza yuko iyo style ushize kuri iyo tag itari buhinduke. Okay, cool. So reka turebe advantage for internal style. Okay, advantage ya mbere, ushobora gukoresha class or id selector. Turi burebere hamwe id and class in the future, but one of its advantage is that you can use class and id. Okay, ikindi, you don't have to create another CSS file. Okay, or upload any CSS file. You get to deploying a website, or uploading a file. Okay, use uploading a CSS file and HTML file. So iyo wakoresheje internal style, you just uploading a HTML file gusa. Okay, that's the advantage. So let's look about disadvantage. Disadvantage, nkuko twabibonye, iyo wembedins that style in the HTML, HTML page iba large. Imagine uri bwandike CSS rows zigera nko ku 10,000. Imagine gufata izo style zose warangiza ukazembedinga inside HTML. Wenda tuvuge HTML nayo ifite izindi lines 10,000. Urabona, size of page will be large, will be very large, and when it comes to the loading time, it will take much longer to load that large size. Keep in mind that as long as HTML page size increase, the loading time of that HTML page increase. Okay, that's the disadvantage of internal style. Again, it's recommended you should not include internal style in your production. Okay, you might use it in the development, but in the production, it's highly recommended to not include internal style in your HTML page. In a simple word, you have to do all takes to separate your structure, which is HTML, and the style. Ugomba gukora ibishoboka byose ku buryo style ziri bujye ukwazo and then HTML zikajya ukwazo, noneho ugakoresha links kuzilinkinga. Okay, so reka turebe kuri advantages za external style. Okay, nkuko twabibonye ucreatinga muri external style ucreatinga CSS ukwazo, CSS file ukwayo, and then ukayilinkinga kuri HTML page. Nkuko mwabibonye, it is a clean structure. It is very clean, and HTML structure is very clean, kandi size ya HTML file abari which makes it to load faster. Okay, ikindi mwabonye ko tulinkinga CSS file, which means it is reusable to multiple pages. Tuvuge ufite about page, ufite contact page, ufite, let's say you have a news page, you can hari styles zidahinduka kuri website. Okay, tufata urugero, header or navbar and footer kuri websites, almost all websites style aba. So if we use the type of style we have seen earlier, you see that you will biragusaba ko uzajya ufata style ukazishyira kuri iyi page, then ukazishyira kuri iyi page, ukazishyira kuri iyi page. Ariko iyo ukoresheje external style, you just link your style to that HTML page, and it's applied that style to the page automatically. Okay, it is reusable. Okay, all right. Turebe kuri disadvantage. Disadvantage ya mbere, page may not be rendered correctly until the external CSS loaded. Okay, actually, about rendering and loading, it's actually how website work. Okay, dufata urugero wanditsemo www.yoursite.com. If you hit enter, browser is making a request, icyo bita request, to the server. That server ikari returning a response to the browser. Okay, no iyi returning the response it is returning a response to your HTML page. Okay, what questions? No your HTML mbere yuko HTML iba displayed ukayibona kuri ibisa creating icyo bita document object model. Okay, muri uko creating a document object model hari links iriya link ya style tuba twasize muri header yongera again gukora indi request yo kudownloadinga that external CSS. Tuvuge iyo habaye ikibazo cya connection ikaba nkeya, ntabwo page ihita rendering as plain HTML, ihita irendering nta CSS iri applied. Uzayibona kenshi nujya kuri website ufite internet iri gake, uzahita ubona ije ari just HTML gusa nta CSS ihari. That is one of disadvantage of external CSS. Gusa hari tricks, tricks, but we are not going to talk about it in this course. Bakoresha kurenderinga CSS asynchronously. When I mean asynchronously, when I say asynchronously, I say that we don't have to wait. We have to specify specific important style, and then an unnecessary style we have to render it after. Okay, again, this course is not about how websites work. Now we take your website we are just running CSS. If you want me to make a video about how website work, you can just write it in the comment, and maybe in the future I could make a video about how websites work. Okay. Second disadvantage of external style, linking multiple CSS. Nkuko nabibabwiye, tuvuge urugero, warinkinze CSS file nyinshi kuri website, downloading time downloading then ikaba rendered kuri display bitwara umwanya warinkinzeho multiple CSS file. Okay, cool, that's right. Let's see a CSS formula. Okay, nkuko twabibonye, I think you already know, kugira ngo applying CSS style kuri specific HTML element, you need a selector. Okay, a selector can be a tag. In this case, you can see that it is an anchor tag, and next you must kwandika selector ukurikizaho curly bracket close, it's called declaration start and declaration end, but it's curly bracket, and then inside the curly bracket you put a property. A property is a type, property. It might be a color, font size, font family. Turi bubirebere hamwe in a bit, but you have to know that you have to apply style first selector, then curly bracket, then property. Nyuma ya property hakurikiraho icyo bita colon cyangwa se value separator, then ugakurikizaho value might be color or size or whatever. Okay, nyuma ya value hakurikiraho icyo bita decoration separator. Decoration separator ni iriya semicolon. Tuvuge if you have multiple styles, you have font size, font family, font weight, and kugira ngo izo style zose zijye kuri one HTML element, you have to use the declaration separator, okay, and then declaration end. We will see this in the example if that doesn't make sense, but I hope it makes sense. Okay, I try my best. All right, so let's see some in depth. Okay. Alright, reka turebere hamwe text style ushobora kuapplyinga kuri text. Okay. Again, in this course turi bukoreshe external style. Okay. So we are going to continue using h1 as an example. Okay, CSS tutorial. So let's come here in the style. Property ya mbere twayibonye yitwa color. Okay, color of the text. Okay. Second property we are going to see is font family. Okay, font family. Okay. Again, font family. You know, there is a different font out there. Okay, but there is some default one Visual Studio Code give us, and okay, we're gonna use one. There is sans serif. There is monospace, cursor. There's different fonts you can use. Font nta jambo ry'ikinyarwanda ndi kumva riri kuza ryasobanura font, but you get the point. It's just how font of the text will be look like. Okay, so in this case let's use Arial Helvetica. Arial Helvetica, sorry. Okay, if you save and hopefully let's refresh, you can see now font is changed. Okay, see, that's it. Okay, next property we're going to see is a font size. Font size, it's actually the ingano cyangwa se size ya text yawe uko iraba ingana. Okay, so let's say font size. You have to specify the size of your text. Okay, let's say 50 pixels. Pixels, it is a unit. It is a unit. You know, I'm not an expert in units, but it is one of popular unit used in CSS. When you're saying font size, it's 15 pixels and save. You can see that now CSS text actually big. Okay, to specify how big our text will be. Next property we're going to see is font style. Okay, font style. Font style, it specifies how the style of our text. Okay, let's say you want your text to be like italic. Okay, we can use italic. If you save, you can see that now our text is italic. Okay. And as you can see, there's a lot of values you can put here. Okay, let's say initial and save. It actually doesn't make change. It's default one. There is state. Okay, which look like the same. Okay, so that's for font size. Okay, indi tugiye kureba, it is a font weight. Okay, font weight twapplyinga font weight dushaka how how bold our text yacu dushaka ko iba bold kuri uru rwego dukoresha font weight. Okay, font weight. Okay, and then you can see all this value 100. Let's say 100. Look what we're gonna happen. If say 100, text board is very small. Okay, let's say 700. Okay, as you can see now, the board is a little bit larger. Okay, let's say you can just type board. Okay, and it give actually the board maximum board of the text. Okay, we have to read the font weight. Let's say dushaka ko iyi text yacu iba small letter cyangwa se buri jambo ritangirwa n'inyugute nkuru. Dushaka ko buri jambo ryose ritangira riba inyugute nkuru, we use text transform. Okay, text transform is the property. Text transform. Let's say you want your text to be lowercase, and you can see that all text are lowercase. And let's see you want to be uppercase. You can see that now it's uppercase. What I think I might call out is that capitalize is specifying ko buri jambo rigira riza buri jambo ryose riza. Let's say capitalize, buri jambo ryose ritangira rikaza rifite capital letter. Okay, but here you can see all it's in small in capital letter all. Okay, that's because we have in HTML it is capital letter, but let's change this to lowercase letter. Okay, CSS tutorial and save. If you save, let's see what's gonna happen. You can see that now our text is capitalized. First letter is now a capital letter. For now, you can apply uppercase, lowercase, any other value you might want. Okay. Let's say ushaka ko hagati y'inyugute n'indi hazamo space. Okay. You use property called letter spacing. Okay. Letter spacing, then you give a value. Let's say 10 pixels. If you save, what's gonna happen? Can you see? We have 10 pixels between letter. Okay. That's letter spacing. Okay. Let's say you want ushaka ko habamo space hagati y'amagambo. Okay. Ushaka ko hagati y'amagambo hazamo space. You might use a word spacing. Okay. Word spacing. And then let's give it 10 pixels. Okay. You can see now we have a large amount between these words. Okay. You can see we have 10 pixels between that word. Okay, let's say ushaka ko text yawe iba centered. Okay. The property to use is called align text. Okay. Let's see align text. It's actually text align. Okay. You can specify center. If you save, our text is now centered. By default, it is on the left, but you can put it on the right. Okay. Alright, you can see now it is on the left. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about text decoration. Text decoration ni indi property ifasha adding some decoration to a text. Okay. Let's say you want some underline the text. You can use text decoration. Okay. Let's say text text decoration. Can you say underline? Okay. If you save this, you can see that now word is underlined. You can even say override. Okay. Now you can see while underline line is goes up to up of words. Okay. So let's talk about a paragraph. Let me just generate random paragraph right here. Paragraph right here. Let's say 30 words. We save. You can see now we have words. So reka tuvuge ko ushaka some space between lines. So to do that, you use just a p tag. You use not p tag. You actually use line height property. Okay. So p, then line height. Then specify the value. Let's say 2 with no units. Okay. You can see now there is some space between. Most of the time you will find 1.6. Actually 1.6 is commonly used, and 1.3 is commonly used. Okay. Okay, let's talk about class selector and ID selector. Okay. Class selector ikoreshwa mu gihe ushaka gusharinga style to the different HTML element. Okay. If you want to share some style, you use class selector. Okay. Let's see an example. Let's move below the paragraph and let's create let me just create h2 tag. Okay, let's say heading 2. Okay, and then let's say paragraph here, p tag, let's say lorem ipsum 20 words. Okay, and then let's say we want some let's say we want some anchor tag. Okay, anchor tag. Okay, let's say you have this is a link. Okay, niba ushaka ko style iba shared between these property, you can use class. The way to do that, you add class attribute to the HTML element. Okay, add class. Let's call this class share. Okay, and then you apply this class share to all elements. Okay, share, and then here on anchor tag, let's say share. Okay. Okay. and then to style this class you use dot or period. Okay, we can just let me just wrote to see the text. And now you can see we have a text. Let's say that you want to style that. You can just use dot, then class name, which is share. You can name it whatever you want. Let's say you want to be you want this to have a font family, then there is, and then use this web font. Let's use Arial Helvetica here. Okay, if you save this, you can see that all the text now are Helvetica. Let's add more property, font size. Okay, let's say 20 pixels. If you save this, you can see that all text are now 20 pixels. Okay, so let's say you want, when user hover on the link, you want to change some text. Okay, the way to do that, you cannot apply that specific text to the shared class. You have to declare its own class. Okay, let's use and shared let code is let's add another class called link. You can declare multiple class. Ushobora declaring class nyinshi inside class attribute, but zitandukanyijwe na space. Okay, now we create a link tag. If you save this and come here in the style.css, then dot link, then on hover, let's change color. Let's change color to let's say green. Green. Okay. Save. And then when you hover on the text, now you can see that it's turning green. Okay. Okay. All right. You might see that now a link have some kind of underline. Okay. To remove that underline, you can just use style link. Then say that text decoration. Text decoration, you have seen that none. Text decoration none. Okay, this will remove underline. As you can see, underline has been removed. Okay, so now we have seen class. Let's see about ID. Okay, navuze ko classes uzishyira kuri element you want to share some style. Okay, that's one that we share the style. Okay, but ID is different. ID is unique. Chambere, ID must be only one ID on the page, not only one ID on the page, but one name ID. You cannot declare. You can. It can be possible to say that. You can say ID and say unique one. Unique. Okay. You can't come here. Let me just create another dummy text with lolem with let me just 50 words. Okay, you can't come here and add another ID. Ntabwo ushobora kuza hano ngo wongere ngo wandike ngo ID ngo uyikore ngo yite unique. This is not allowed. Okay, it will cause error. Okay, but you can just use unique too. That's where we were. Not space. There is no space between ID. Like, okay, you can use just two. That is allowed. Okay. And ID is used when you want to apply some unique style, or you want to link a section of the page. Okay. And it's also most commonly used in JavaScript to target specific element in order to add some kind of logic on that HTML element. Okay. So gustylinga rero ID udukoresha hashtag symbol. Okay. Let's say dukoresha hashtag, then ugakurikizaho ID name twayise unique. Okay. Let's say you want dushaka ko dushaka ko this unique text ihinduka red. Okay. Okay. Let's say color equal red. Okay. Let me refresh. Now you can see that now color is red. Now text is red. Okay, because of this ID. Okay, let's talk about boxing model. Okay. By default, every HTML element have some kind of default box. Okay. They have some kind of default margin and padding. Okay. So we're gonna look at it right now. Let me just come here and let me just comment this. Okay, I'm just going to demonstrate this. Okay, let me just comment on this. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me just go ahead and expand this. As you can see here, this paragraph have some kind of margin here. Okay, is actually in the box, and the box have some default margin here and some kind of padding. Okay, so to reset a default margin and padding, we use a akanyenyeri just to reset the style. Okay, let's say we use that. We can say that then margin 0, margin 0, then padding 0. Okay, when you save this, you can see now text default margin and padding has been removed. Okay, we are going to talk about more about margin and padding. So let me just go ahead. Let me just include this text inside container. Okay, so let me just create div. Let me give it class called container. Just class. My bad. Container. Okay, and then let's put this paragraph inside container. Okay, then let's style this container here. Okay, just go ahead, then style container. There's property called border. It's just the border of the box, okay? Let's say border left. No, let me just first see width and height. Let's say width take 400 pixels, and then height took also 400 pixels, okay? And let me just to center these, you can just use margin auto, okay? You say that on the left side and the right side leave amount of margin which center the text, okay? Let me just add some style to this unique paragraph. Let's say we want to, let me just add some border, okay? Border left, okay? These took value of let's say we want 10 pixels and then red, okay? Then we want a solid line, solid board actually. If we save this, you can see that on the left now we have a border with 10 pixels. So border have border right, okay? Let's add border right, okay? With the same value, solid red, okay? You can see on the right side you have also some kind of border, okay? You can use all these also on the bottom and top, border bottom, okay, and border top, okay. Then if you save, now you see that you have a box, but there is a shorthand. If these values are the same, you can just use simple shorthand property, okay? That's shorthand is called board, okay? And then it take same value 10 pixels, solid, and then red, okay? If we comment this, the result will be the same, okay? So let's talk about a box model, okay? Let's to demonstrate this, I'm going to use developer tool, okay? Developer tool, you can just hold Control Shift and I for opening developer tool, or you can click these the 3 dots on the right top corner and came here on more and then developer tool, okay? Okay, let's wait just a bit, okay? Let me actually put this developer tool at the bottom, okay? Now you can see that now we have this box here, okay? When we say margin, we are talking about out of the box. Okay, when we say border, we are talking about space between outer and actual content. That space between, that's called border. When you say padding, we are actually saying some padding between, or some space between the actual content and border. Okay, so in this case, in our box, let's add some margin and see what's going to happen. We are going to add some margin which is out of the box. Let's add margin top. Okay, 13 pixels. Let's see what's going to happen. Now you can see that box manus. Okay, then you can even use margin right, margin left, margin bottom. Okay, let's see that margin right, margin bottom. Okay, margin right, margin bottom, and bottom. Okay, margin bottom. Okay, then margin left. Okay, if we save this, you can actually see that there is some additional margin here. Okay, now box have been get some margin applied to it. Okay, there is some shorthand for margin. You can just type margin property and then type top. First the value about top, let's call it 20 pixels top. Then second value is right, 10 pixels. Then top right, bottom value, let's say 30 pixels, and then left. Okay, left, let's call it 10 pixels. Okay, what's gonna happen? You can see that we have 20 margin on the top, then 10 margin on the right, and 30 on the bottom, and 10 on the left. Okay, that's the shorthand for margin. Okay, let's add some padding inside the box. Okay, you can use padding top. When you say padding top, turavuze ngo addinga space muri box indani, aba ariho addinga space. Okay, if you say 20 pixels, let's see what's gonna happen. Now inside the box, which there is some 20 pixels out there. Okay, we can even specify margin padding left. Let's say 20 pixels. Then padding right. Let's say 20 pixels. Okay, save. You can see that on the top we have 20 padding, 20 pixels for padding. On the left, on the right, we have the same. We can also apply on the bottom, padding bottom, padding bottom 20 pixels. Okay, you can now see on the bottom we have also 20 pixels padding. Okay, so also padding have same shorthand for margin, which is top right, bottom left. Okay, all right, so I think that is for box model. Let's Let's next see about layout. Okay. Alright, so reka tuvuge kuri Flexbox. Okay. So Flexbox ni iki? Flexbox ni uburyo bushya bwo gukora layout in CSS, and it is in CSS 3 version. Okay. When nivuga Flexbox wumve designing layout in one dimension. Nimvuga one dimension wumve either column or row. Okay, not both column or row. That's the idea behind the Flexbox. You design layout either in row or column, basically one dimension. Okay. Ahashize hakoreshwaga property yitwaga float, and it was really hard, to be honest. Byasabaga kwandika code nyinshi kugira usentering ikintu runaka cyangwa se aligning left right. It was required a lot of code, like position is left and then clear fix, something like that. Man, it was very difficult at that time, but CSS yaraje kugira ngo ikemure icyo kibazo. Okay, so ahangaha na creating the basic Flexbox. Okay, Flexbox iba ifite flex container, okay, and flex item. Okay, iba ifite izo ebyiri, hagomba kubaho flex container and flex item. Okay, and hano na creating the basic container na container class. Flex container is a Flexbox, you can name it uko ushaka, and then I have a 4 flex item. Okay, so now applying simple, when you come here in CSS, you can see that nakoze this basic, actually this one column, and yeah, it's this design, width of 200 pixels, height, text alignment, center, background, color. It's just a basic style. Okay, so to demonstrate this, I'm going to expand expanding my browser. I think that's biri bworoshye kugira ubone idea or ubone power of Flexbox. Okay, so I'm going to open developer tool, Chrome na Firefox zifite uburyo bwo kudebuginga Flexbox, which is very useful. I recommend either when you run Flexbox, either ukoresha CSS, koresha Chrome or Firefox. That's my recommendation. Okay, so ahangaha turi bujye hano kuri style, new tab, turi bujye kuri layout. Okay, and then turi buze hano kuri Flexbox, turaba visualinga Flexbox here. Okay, so kwa applying a Flexbox kuri Flexbox layout, ubikora gutya, uza kuri flex container. Okay, and then just display flex. Okay, display flex. Look what will happen if I save. Look what will happen. Okay, you can see that now zari column low enye, ariko now ziza kuri one one low. Zari low enye ariko zise ziba one low. Okay, let me just refresh to get this developer tool update. So ngiye gukanda hano, then kugira tubone line ziri Flexbox. Okay, urabona hano iburyo hari space runaka, hariho space yasigaye, hariho space ya flex container iri empty. Okay, reka tuvuge ko ushaka gucenteringa, ushaka ko this layout ziba centered. Okay, we use property called justify content center. Okay, icyo ikora ifata izi layout ikazishyira hagati. Let's see what I'm talking about. Let me just apply it and see what I'm talking about. Justify content center. Okay, when I say that, you can see now isifata wa mwanya wari uri ku ruhande rw'iburyo ihita specifying evenly, ifata is splitting amukabe, then is centralizing our layout. Okay, this is very useful when you're about to style some card and you want to center it in the center. Okay, you can see this is very powerful. Okay, let's say justify content if the different values aha tubonye center, if indi values yitwa space between. Let me just show you what it is. Space between iyo ikintu ikora ifata ya space yari iri hano iburyo, then ikayisplittinga hagati ikayisplitting cyangwa se ikayisaranganya hagati ya Flexbox item. Okay, ikayisaranganya hagati habonekaho space, ni space iri urimo kubona hagati y'izi flex item. Okay, this is the space. It's coming in the space yabaye splitted into yabaye shared into 3. Yes, ijya hagati ya actually ya flex item. You know, okay, let's go ahead. Justify content in the property space evenly. Okay, space evenly yo ikintu ikora ifata ya space yari isigaye muri flex container, then igasaranganya uwo mwanya evenly ni ukuvuga ngo mu buryo bungana hagati ya flex item and outer. Okay, as you can see now, is this space is evenly, you can see that. Okay, it's even, is equal. Okay, no, if the need property yitwa let's say space evenly, let me see, space around. Okay, space around iyi property chikora ifata flex item, then igafata wa mwanya wari wasigaye muri container, then ikaroundingaho, ikaroundinga iruhande rwa container, ikanashyira hagati, ikanatanga space hagati ya flex item. Okay, so another property we are going to see is align item. Okay, reka tuvuge ko ushaka gucentralizinga kuri ubu ngubu ngiye like, okay, it's fine. Okay, tugiye kubona tuvuge ko ushaka gucentralizing, ushaka ko the layout zawe zijya in the center of the page. Okay, dukoresha property not in the page, actually in the center of flex container. Okay, niba ushaka ko flex items zijya in the center of flex container, you just use align item. Align item is shira vertically. Okay, is centering vertically. Okay, yeah, what you do here, you have to specify the height of flex container. Okay, let me just give height of 100 view height. Okay, this is the view height of the content. Okay, that's the view height of the window actually. Okay, now you can see that we have this view height, 100 view height. Reka tuvuge ko ushaka gucentralizinga these this flex item. The way to do that, you can just use align item, align item, then center. You save. You can see that now. Let's see. Now it is centered. Okay, it is centered in the flex container. Okay. Reka tuvuge ko ushaka ko flex items zijya at the bottom of flex container. You can just use flex end. Align item flex end. Okay. Flex end. Okay. When you save that, you can see that now item is at the bottom. Okay. All right. Ariko reka mbereke trick. Okay. This is a trick. Ushaka gucentralizinga. I'm going to call my developer tool. Ushaka gucentralizinga this flex item. Ushaka ko zijya hagati. Hari ubundi buryo rero bumeze fresh bwo gucentralizinga udakoresheje justify content or align item. Ubwo buryo rero, let me just comment this out. Okay. And let's save. You can see that now it is on the left. Okay. Kuzicentralizinga, it's kucentralizinga this is the flex item inside flex container. You can just go in flex item itself. Okay, ujya kuri flex item ubwayo, then ukandika margin auto. This is the magic. You can see the magic. Let me save and see magic. Okay, now it's now centered. This is very useful. This is the power of Flexbox. Okay, first you have defined flex container, then flex item, flex margin auto. It automatically is centralizing flex item correctly. Okay. Let's say let's talk about property ushobora ku applyinga kuri flex item. Okay. Property ya mbere tugiye kureba yitwa flex grow. Okay. Let me just okay. Flex grow ikintu ikora ireba muri flex container. Okay. Ikavuga ati se hari space muri flex container. Okay. If there is a space, then grow at some level. Okay. Else leave it. Ntagire ikintu ntukore grow. Okay. So the way I'm going to demonstrate this is that there is some extra class nasize kuri flex item. Okay. Ngiye gukora kuri flex item 2. Okay. Let's see flex item 2, flex item 2, and let's say I want nshaka ko iyi flex item is growing two times ugereranyije n'izindi. The way to do that, you just type flex grow. Okay. Flex grow ifata integer. When you type 2 and save, see what's gonna happen. Oh my gosh. We need just to come up here and centralize this. To demonstrate this, let me just 20 pixels, 10 pixels, sorry, and then flex grow. When you type flex grow, look what happened. Flex ya kabiri, item ya kabiri yabaye grow 2 times ugereranyije n'izindi. Okay. Yabaye 2 times grow. Okay. Reka tuvuge ko ushaka ko specific item iba shrink ni ukugabanuka muri size bitewe na space ihari. Sibyo? Reka tuvuge ko tubwire item flex item tubwire ati niba size ihari muri flex container, go ahead koresha size ushaka, ariko niba nta size ihari dushaka ko ugabanya your width. Okay. Or ugabanya size yawe. The way to do that, ngiye kubikorera kuri Flexbox, kuri flex item 4. Okay. Let me just flex 4 flex 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 4. Tugiye kwibwira ati niba turi kuri small size nawe ugabanya size. Okay, the way to do that, we use flex flex shrink. Okay, flex shrink. Okay, flex shrink flex shrink 2 or 4. Okay, when you save that, you can now see kubera ko space muri container ihari, no problem, it taking a space ishaka. Ariko let's resize our screen and see. You can now flex 4 is shrinked kabaye gatoya 4 times ugereranyije n'izindi flex item. Okay, iyindi tugiye kureba ni flex bases. Okay, flex bases ikibwira ireba muri flexco, ireba izindi flex item ikazibwira ati mbere yuko mufata space muri flex contain ndabanza mfate space yanjye, nimara gufata iza space umwanya wanjye muri flex container ndabaharira namwe mu mugabane usigaye. Okay, let me just do this for flex 1. Okay, flex item 1, flex item 1. Okay, flex bases most of the time ifata percentage. Okay, let's say dushaka ko ifata 40% of flex container, we just type to 40% tubwiye iyi item mbere yuko izindi mufata umwanya wanyu, ngiye nshaka gufata 40% bya flex container. Okay, let me just increase this. We have no, it's flex 1. Okay, you can now see flex 1 item ifashe space space ingana na 40% ya flex container. Okay, as you can do this, you know, to do this in the using float, it was almost hard. It's a hard thing you can imagine, man. Niggas will show float, but you know, it was very difficult. I don't want to talk about it, man. Okay, okay. Reka tuvuge kuri responsiveness. Okay, nkuko mubibona, this item is in, sorry guys, niba mushobora kumva, just sorry man. Reka tuvuge kuri responsiveness. Okay, as you can see, I'm going to resize this and see what will happen. Okay, let me just go ahead and on the responsive. Okay, you can see that on the small screen it's just too small, which is, this is actually not good, or not good practice. Dushaka ko zihita zijya kuri column imwe mu gihe tugeze kuri screen ntoya. I'm talking about responsiveness. Okay, the way to do that, there is 2 ways to do that. You can use media query, and you can just use cool property ya Flexbox yitwa flex wrapper. Flex wrapper uyishyira kuri parent. Let's show you the magic of flex wrapper. Let's say here on the flex parent, let's say flex wrapper wrap. Okay, when you save this, let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, you can now see that all elements is now on the same column. Okay, all right, that's the magic of let me actually show this on the right to see the magic. Now you can see that it is totally responsive just with flex wrapper. Okay, I think that is all right. Now again, hari shorthand for flex grow, flex shrink, and flex bases. It's called flex. Okay, use a flex. No, just you just type, let's say flex item. then property yitwa flex. Iyi flex ni shorthand for flex grow, flex shrink, flex basis. It's 1 up to 10. Okay, if you type 1, you are saying that use flex grow, but default you actually could flex to question value from 1 up to 10 or 0 up to 1, whatever you might want. The first property is flex grow, second is actually 0 1. Don't remember if it's 0 1 or, but when you specify 1, it's just set the default for flex string and flex basis. It's automatically make your life easier. And we recommended you could dukoresha flex instead of this separate property. You can just use a flex, and then we'll make your your life easier. Okay, I think that's for Flexbox. So next, let's talk about CSS Grid. Okay, all right. Alright, reka tuvuge kuri grid layout. Okay, mbere yuko tujya muri code and then start showing how grid work, ndagira ngo ubanze ube familiar with this concept. Okay, ninjya muri code and say something about this concept, ndaba nzi neza ko uri kumva ibyo ndimo kuvuga. Okay, iya mbere ni grid column. Kuri iyi foto, it's actually self-explanatory. Okay, in the concept, take note. Okay, in the concept ni grid low. Okay, again, I assume that you already know that. Okay, in the concept nshaka kugira ufate note yayo ni grid gap. Okay, okay, then final notes I want you to take, notes za nyuma nshaka gufata is this grid lines. Okay, nimvuga some concept, ninkoresha amwe muri ayo magambo, ndaba nzi neza ko you know what I'm talking about. Okay, all right, so let's see in action what does this mean. Okay, all right, so what is grid? Okay, grid rero nayo ni ubundi buryo bushyashya nabwo bwaje muri CSS 3 bwo gukora layout of website, but based on 2 dimension. Okay, simultaneously. Ni ukuvuga ngo muri CSS ukoresheje grid ushobora gukora layout of 2 dimension, column and row at the same time. Mu gihe kuri Flexbox ukoresha either column or row. Okay, ahangaha nakoze, again, you have to have a grid container. Okay, you have to have a grid container, and inside the grid container, these items ziba ziri hagati ya grid container tuzita grid item. Okay, you will see what I mean when we jump into CSS. Okay, so let me go ahead and on the grid container and display grid for this grid item. Okay, let's go here on grid. I actually very cool documents. Actually, I have included property for Flexbox justify content, property property and values justify content, and values for array items, and values for Flexbox for FlexWrap. Okay, let's go to the grid. So you ukoresha grid, you go on the container and say display grid, display grid. Okay, if you save, You can see that nta changes zihabaye, but let me just expand my Chrome browser. Reka dufungure Chrome Developer Tool, okay? Nufungura Chrome Developer Tool, cyangwa se Developer Tool of whatever browser you are using, and come here on the layout, you can see now on grid overlay we have grid container, okay? When you check this box, you can see that now we have there is some grid highlighted, okay? One thing to notice that this line 1, 1, minus 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, ahanga kuri column ni za line na bazita grid lines, okay? As you can see, there's no, you can see nta changes zisa n'izahabaye, okay? Dushaka ko izi grid items zacu zijya kuri column ni eshatu, sibyo? The way to do that, uza hano muri grid container, and then hari property yitwa grid template columns, okay? Grid template, grid template column, okay? Grid template column, and then we use 200 pixels, ni column ni imwe, then 200 pixels, column ni ya kabiri, then 200 pixels, column ni ya gatatu, okay? If you save this, and you come here on the web browser, let's see what was happening. You can see now we have 3 columns, okay? We have the 3 columns. Za line nakubwira hano muri column. 1 line, 1, 2, 3, then minus 1, 1, 2, 3, then minus 4, okay? You can see now dufite 3 columns. Automatically, iyo uvuze ngo you specifying grid grid template column ukayiha column eshatu, iyo grid items zirenze eshatu ihita automatically creating a row ya kabiri yo gushyiraho izindi grid, okay? No kuvuga ngo let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? Let me just go here in HTML, reka nongere izi ngizi kanzi duplicating. If you save this, if you came here, you can see that we have this 3 column, okay? Whatever. If the column is in the eshatu, then it creating a new row, okay? This is very useful when you are talking about responsiveness, okay? That's first property we are seeing, okay? Right now, let me just remove this. Ubu ngubu turimo gukoresha you come here, we have 20 pixels. Kugira ngo tugaragaze space hagati ya grid item, turimo gukoresha margin kuri grid item, which is a result of this space between this grid, okay? But this is not ideal. So demonstration, gukoresha space kugira ngo ubone space hagati ya grid, ukoresha property called gap, okay? Let's comment this. Need commenting in margin, and you come here, you can see that now it is now zirafata ntaho wabonamo space, okay? Kugira ngo ubone space uza hano kuri grid container, then you type gap, and then you specify how many space you want in the column and in the row with the same size. You just type, let's say dushaka ko hazamo 20 pixels between that's column and row, okay? If you type gap 20 pixels, you can now see that there is 20 pixels between the grid, okay? All right, so you can see that, okay? So let's talk about let's say you want ushaka ko habaho header, then a sidebar, then content, then footer. Okay, the way to do that is actually simple. Okay, what you have to do here is you specify how many column lines your item need to take. As you can see here we have item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4. Then here you can come here and say, hey, item 1, nshaka ko ufata space, okay? Nshaka ko ufata 1 space up to 2 space, okay? You can just use grid column start, okay, from one line of column and then end at grid column end, grid column, you say grid column end, okay, at 2. Okay, if you save this, and let's see what will happen. Okay, let me just close my developer tool. Okay, if you it's just for 3, you can now see that item 1 has now split up to 3 space. Okay, let's say ushaka ko itakinga na row ikagera nko kuri row ya gatatu. Okay, the way to do that, you can just use grid low start at one low line and then up to grid low and dushaka ko zirangira kuri 2 lines or 3 lines. You just use the 3 lines. Okay, let's save. You can see that somehow there is no change, but reka dufungure developer tool turebe just developer tool. Let's wait a bit. If you go on layout, okay, and check this grid overlay, you can see that now item 1 is taking from 1 low up to 3, okay, and 1 up to 4. Okay, actually because there is no 4, it is just -1. Okay, so but as you can see, there is if you want to span multiple grid item, it will take a lot, it will take much code. Hari uburyo rero bwo gusimplifying this way of spanning specific grid item. Hari property twa grid template area, grid template area, okay, ahangaha uspecifyinga area cyangwa se ubuso bwa grid item. Okay, let's say we want header dushaka ko header iba ijya hejuru, header then header then header. Hano turavuze ngo header it taking a place of 5 column. Okay, so we have different grid item. So specifying a spaces is a grid, we just type another we do splitting is a grid. There is no comma or anything like that. Finishing quotes then ugashyiraho izindi quotes. Iyi quotes bivuze ngo it is just a second law. Okay, so let's say we have a sidebar. Okay, let's say aside, then dushaka ko aside taking to praise. Okay, aside, then what else dufite ikindi kihe, dufite main. Okay, dufite main, let's say main and main, and then right. Okay, right. Then on third row, we want also our sidebar to continue spanning. Okay, if gukomeza growing up to the end. Okay, we can just use aside again, aside, then main, then main, then right. Okay, then dushaka ko footer iza hasi. Okay, we can just use footer, can just type here footer, 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 then footer, then footer, then footer. Okay, if you save this, technically you can see that we have now one large head, but we want to specify the area of different grid grid item. Okay, as you can see here we have a grid area names. Okay, as you can see here we have head, aside, then footer, main, then if you spread this, we have a sidebar, right, and footer. Let me just get out this. We can now see we have the changes, but dushaka ko a sidebar nayo iza hano, header ikaza hejuru, then a sidebar ku ruhande nyine na side, then main, then right, then footer. Okay, so here you can see we can just get out dushobora guhanagura ibi ngibi, then tugakoresha property grid area. Okay, grid area iravuze ngo hey, muri grid container, muri grid space dushakamo area ingana gutya kuri item 1. Okay, grid area, then wandika izina rya grid area was specifying muri grid grid template area. In this case, let's call it header. Okay, you just type header, and then if you go on item 2, and then grid area, let's grid area even grid area reka tweet aside. Okay, then item 3, let's a grid area yayo ibe grid area ibe main. Okay, on fourth item, grid item 4, then let's grid area or space muri grid container ibe grid area reka ibe right. Okay, then let's specify a footer item 5, then let's forget grid area grid area ari footer. Okay, if we save this, now look at it, we have now have a side, then footer, then main, then right. Okay, I just want to let me just see how I have been able to okay, I have main, side. Okay. All right. Let me just put this on new line. Let's see this correctly. Main. Okay. Let me just put here aside again to see where it changes. Okay. Side. Okay. If we save, we can now see we have a sidebar, header, main, right, and footer. Okay. Because of this grid area and the grid template area. Okay. Again, grid CSS grid layout ni nini bya I can say that it's very large. Honestly, we can't. There's a lot of useful stuff in the grid area. We cannot cover that in this video, but niba ushaka ko nzakora different video about grid, you can just leave a comment below, and hopefully in the future I could make a video which will be talking about grid. Okay, so for now, that's, I think you get an idea what is Flexbox, what is grid, and you have learned a lot about CSS. And uyu ni umwanya noneho wo gushyira hamwe ibyo twize tukubaka cool YouTube homepage. Okay, so let's go ahead and create our YouTube homepage. Okay, all right, so reka dushyire noneho ibyo twize hamwe, then twubake YouTube homepage. Okay, turi bukoreshe Flexbox for layout, ariko ndagucalenjinze niturangiza gukora this YouTube homepage dukoresheje Flexbox, weho uyikore ukoresheje CSS Grid layout. Okay, alright, so ubu ngubu na creating the basic HTML. This is just plain HTML. By the way, nakoresheje material icon. Okay, so if you want to use material icon, you can just go on this materializecss.com/icons.html, and then grab the mockup. Okay, it is a font family which is robot. Nibyo twakoze hano. Import this. Okay, font family, then dukurikizaho material icon. Okay, this is a font family, this is a material icon. Okay, then below you can see how to import. You just include italic tag. Okay, and specify a class name icon, material icons, then icon you want. Okay, in this case is add. There is a lot of icon here. You can insert alarm. Urugero iyi ngiyi twakoresheje account cycle. Okay, there's a, you will go through this and choose your icon. Okay, then reka tugarukire hano muri Visual Studio Code, and then twiimportinze CSS. Okay, which is this file in style.css. Okay, right now it's empty. Header of YouTube homepage irimo ibice bitatu. Hariho left, ibi containing the menu and logo, which is this. We calculate a material icon with menu and ID of menu with class material icon. Then YouTube logo. You can use whatever you want. Then hagati dufite search bar with type input of type search. Okay, and search icon, of course, as button. okay. Mu gice ku ruhande rw'iburyo dufite icons, dufite webcam, apps, notifications, and accounts icon, okay. If we collapse like this, I want you to see, guys, what we are doing, okay. You can see that you have three section, okay, in the header, and this header is going to be a flex container, and then this will be a flex item. This flex header ref will be flex item, header structure will be flex item, and header icons will be flex item, okay. Let's style this, okay. I have some style. Let me just come and paste it here, okay. I'm going to explain what it is. Mbere na mbere twari settings margin padding, you know, tugitanga navuze ko every HTML element igira default margin and padding. So twe dushaka gushyiraho padding and margin zacu, and navuze ko ziba ziri muri box, okay. In some orders in the box, so dushaka ko ziba izo element ziguma muri box ntizijye overflow, okay. Then body twakoresha font family of robots and stuff, okay. Material icon dukoresha this color, it's RGB color. R stands for red, then green, then blue, okay. Alright, so the header which is flex container, quad displays flex, and then we justify content between, okay, and then we align item center, okay. We have already seen this, okay. We give its height of height ingana pixels and padding 2 pixels, and position sticky. Position sticky means hano tubwiye header tiguma at the top of window, okay. Sticky guma aho ngaho, sibyo, at the top 0. This is another way of this is a positioning in CSS. Twavuze ngo position sticky, guma hejuru, sticking ahantu uri noneho ube kuri at the top of the window, okay. Then z index twayihaye 100, turavuga ngo izindi element zose zijye zize munsi y'iyi header, okay, kugira nidu scrollinga header ikomeze kuba at the header and be visible, okay. Izindi zinyuremo zimere nkaho izindi elements zimere nkaho ziri kwinyura munsi, okay. That's what does it. Nicyo ibingibi bikora, sticking at the top of the window and then kuba upper and top. Background quite high white, okay. Right now on the left you can see that let's see here on the left urabona ko dufite menu and icon, okay. This logo, menu and logo, want to display this flex, okay. Tushaka ko ziba kuri same row. That's what this does, display flex and align item center, okay. And then image is large, so we have to minimize its size. So twakoresheje width ya image ni 100 and margin left is 10 pixels, okay. Then header I, which is menu, dushaka ko padding twakoresha shorthand padding top and bottom be 0, but on the left and right give 7 pixels, okay. Then twavuze ngo nuhava kuri icon, this icon I'm talking about is this icon, so go ahead and the cursor pointer bigaragare kuri clicking cursor pointer, cursor nyine biri pointed, okay. Then we came here on search, header search, which is this one. Okay, you can see we have this in input and this button. So we displayed flex. As you can see, we are header search, then in the form, then we display flex. For the input twavuze ngo ihe width ingana na 500 pixels, ubugari bungana na 500 pixels. Okay, then inside the input twavuze ngo input padding ibe 10 pixels on all sides, top, right, bottom, left. Okay, hose have 10 pixels. And then border of input twavuze ngo ibe 1 pixel solid, and then this color. Okay, so twavuze ngo on focus. Let me actually comment this and see what will happen. Okay, let me just save. Let view on the browser. You just open the browser, then open with Live Server, then let's come here and see that now we have this. Okay, let's type in the search. You can see now we have some kind of outline. Okay, so now we are focused. Turi muri focus state tugiye gutyping. Okay, we are on focus state. Noneho hano iyi line navuze ngo here on this navuze on search, okay, on input nituba turi muri focus state outline ibe none. Okay, if you saved it, so guys, if you can hear that. Okay, navuze ngo nigera kuri focus nituba turi gufocusinga then outline ibe none. Okay, let's see what will happen. Now if we type in here, there is no magic, that's outline gone. Okay, that's for header. So let's go for a site, and we have a site and a recommended section. Okay, back here on HTML. Okay, let me grab my HTML. Okay, so let's paste it here. By the way, we have two sections. Okay, aside and main. Okay, and those two parts need to be in the flex container. Okay, so we need the main, tag, okay, then we need aside. Okay, let me just paste it here. We need aside, and then we need a content. Okay, we need a recommendation. Okay, div. Okay, let me give this h1 recommended. Okay, then the two on the, we have two main section. Okay, aside and recommended, and they need to be in the flex. So let me just give this class of main. Okay, that will be flex container. Then we have a sidebar. Okay, we have a sidebar, and then a video, which will be recommended right here. Okay, alright, so if you view this in the web browser, you can see that we have these icons and recommended section, and this horizontal line, which is right here. Okay, horizontal line, it is right here. Okay, this horizontal. Okay, so let's go ahead and start styling this sidebar and recommended section. Okay, open up CSS. Okay, I put comment here like main. Okay, save. I'm going to paste the style here. Okay. Guys, impamvu ndi gukora paste is because this video was very long. Was honestly was very long, and I just want to make this last section quickly. Okay, that's why I'm doing paste. Okay, but I will try my best to explain what's going on. Okay. Twabonye ko dufite main class. Okay, which is right here, main. Then we have a site and videos. Okay, and videos. Let me actually give class videos. Okay. Videos. Okay, then so we want this to be displayed flex. Okay, we displayed flex, so zihita zijya kuri same row. Okay. Then we said a sidebar to take flex grow of 20% of grow of flex container. One flex container, this is a sidebar, we want to take it 20%, and we want our videos to take 18%, 80%. Okay. All right. We give sidebar background of white, and then category here is right here. Okay, this one category, and this is another category. Okay, then we said width will be 100%, then display flex. Okay, as you can see, we have this subsection. Okay, this display flex kuri sidebar. Of course, this item will automatically be on the same row. Okay, so kugira zibe column zijye kuri column nimwe, Flexbox ifite property yitwa flex direction. By default, iyo uvuze ngo display flex, by default eba ari flex direction aba ari low. So kuyihinduramo kugira zibe column ni imwe, then you specify flex direction column. Okay, then twavuze ngo margin bottom ibe 15 pixels, margin top ibe 15 pixels. Okay. For the category itself, we say again display flex. Okay, which is category is here. Okay, category mean this icon and this text, trend, home, and then icon. Okay, then we display shako icon ija on the left, then text on the right. That's why we said display flex, then align item center, and then padding top. Here I said 12 pixels on top and bottom, and 25 pixels on the left and right. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, then we say span, which is this text, to have a margin left ingana na 15 pixels. Okay, and we said on the hover state, cursor ibe pointer, and then background ibe this color. Okay, for horizontal line, we said line ibe igire height ya 1 pixels, then background of this hexadecimal color. By the way, Shoka one what is noticed where this value is coming from. Okay, this is expression of or hexadecimal color. Okay, actually this is the same for RGB, not RGB. You already know. It's not RGB, you already know. Nagara RGB ndimo kuvuga, just RGB, red, green and blue. Okay, this is called hexadecimal color, and 2 digit stand for red, then second 2 digit stand for green, and then last 2 digits stand for blue. Okay, you might check it out online sources to see how this hexadecimal work. Okay, basically it's a combination of red, green and blue. Okay, all right. So if we save this, let's see in the browser out the output. You can see that now a sidebar is now styled very nice. As you can see, it's like a sidebar from YouTube. Okay, this is very nice. Okay, and now recommended is on the right side. Okay, so ahangaha kuri recommended niho tugiye kongera, niho tugiye gushyira our videos. Okay, alright, let's go ahead and add some HTML on this. Okay, alright, back to Visual Studio Code. Fit some HTML. I'm going to paste it here, and I will explain it. Okay, let me just go ahead and paste it here. Okay, let's okay. As you can see, I have a lot of HTML here. Here we have videos. Okay. As you might guess, yeah, this is for recommended. We have twarangije kubona what is this section is. It is that section which is on the left side, on the right side, which is recommended. Ahangaha na creating the video container. Zira video ubona ziri muri flex container. Okay. Then flex container hariho zira actual video. Okay. Normally izi data ziva muri database, but we don't have database for now, so it's just hard coded. Okay. Inside video, you might guess we have thumbnail. And then we have a video detail containing the logo of the channel. Okay, the logo of the channel, and then the title of the video, then the name of the channel, and then the views and the views and n'amasaha video imaze cyangwa se igihe video imaze. Okay, if we save this, I've actually already saved, so reka turebe uko muri browser bimeze. Let's back to the browser. You can see that let me just refresh. You can see that how this is look like. Okay, tugiye gustylinga this so that it will look like a YouTube. Okay, back to our Visual Studio Code in the style.css. Okay, I already have some style. I'm going to paste it here and I will explain. Okay, let's paste it here, and then nkuko twabibonye, video, this is video container. This video, not just video container, this is the video or a section for recommended. Okay, then nkuko mubyibuka, for a sidebar twavuze ko flex ari 0.2 means 20% here. Okay, noneho twavuze ngo recommended section ifate 80% bya flex container, okay, which is 0.8. okay, then twavuga ngo igire background of this reload gray. Okay, again this hexadecimal value. Then twavuga ngo igire padding on the top and bottom 40 pixels and 20 on the left and right. Okay, then margin bottom ibe 0. Okay, then title h1, which is this one, twavuze ngo igire ive ibumoso, margin left ibe 5 pixels and margin bottom ibe 20 pixels. Okay, then turaza tugera kuri actual video container. Okay, which is this. Again, we have a lot of video here. We have this video. Okay, video 1. Then Kazano, we have another video. Okay, we have another video here. Okay, again, this data, I will post the code. You will be able to get this data, don't worry. I will put the link of the code in the description of this video. Okay, so back here navuze ngo ira flex ya ma video ibe display flex, so that video zihite zijya kuri low imwe. Then ndavuga ngo flex wrapper equal wrap, twabonye iyi property flex wrap iravuga ngo mu gihe muri inside flex container nta mwanya uraba urimo, then uhita ujya kuri second row. Okay, tujya kuri second row, and then turavuga ngo justify content space between. Okay, we have already seen that. Okay, then kuri actual video, which is a single video. Okay, which is this one. You can see we have thumbnail and video detail. Okay, which contain the logo of the channel, and then the name of the video, and then the channel name, then the views and time. Okay, so here twavuze ngo video igire margin bottom ngana 40 pixels, and then igire width, video igire width ingana na 150 pixels. Okay, then we say that video thumbnail, which is this one, video thumbnail, which is this one. Okay, dushaka ko ira thumbnail gira height y'ijana na 140 pixels, then width of 150 pixels. Okay, I have inspect the value of YouTube video thumbnail, and it is this value. Okay, so tugera kuri image thumbnail image. Okay, this was thumbnail container. Kuri actual image twavuze object fit cover. This property, you must always actually ugomba mu gihe ugiye gusteeringa image, that's the trick. You must always include object fit cover. Iyi property ifasha kugira ngo image idatakaza resolution. Okay, ibe covered. Tuvuge ngo niba ibaye 20, let's say we have 100 pixels, 100 for height and width. We don't ntabwo dushaka ko image yacu ihita iba shrink, hari ukuntu ihita iba shrink then igahita itakaza like kubona ntabwo igahita itakaza like resolution and then ntibe ikigaragara neza. So iyo uvuze ngo object fit cover uvuze ngo ihita coveringa entire width of the container, okay, ntitakaze resolution yayo, okay. Then height of course ni ukuvuga ngo hano image iraza covering muri height and width and then ntitakaze resolution. Kuri logo of the channel, then again we said object fit be cover, okay. Then logo tuyiha height ya 30 pixels and width of height 30 pixels and then border radius 50%. What does it do? Niba ushaka kugira ngo image yawe ibe circle, ukayihereza width and height bingana, wenda tuvuge 100 pixels, in this case is 30 pixels and 30 pixels for height and width. Iyo tuvuze ngo border radius 50%, ihita automatically ikora image nka cycle, okay, ikora image as cycle. You have to give width and height zingana, then border radius automatically hit rounding image igahita igira circle, okay. Then twavuze ngo logo on the right side igire margin of 10 pixels. This image is this one right here, okay. Not something, this image, that's the image I'm talking about, okay. All right, so tuza hano on the video detail, okay. Video detail is this one. This is video detail. We have in the detail, of course, we have logo and a title of the video, and inside kubera ko hari logo and title, we have to display its flex, okay. We have to display its flex so that logo ikajya on the left side and then content ikajya on the right side, okay. Then we say display flex, margin top 10 pixels, padding right 30 pixels, okay. Then we say the title which is this one, this title, okay. We display flex on this and this, okay. Then on the title, we inside title urabona ko dufite h3 containing the title of the video and then the name of the channel, okay, and a span for views and time, okay. So we said title ibe display flex and flex direction column, okay. To display the flex, this h3 and a and this span zihita zijya kuri one low, okay. Then turavuga ngo after ko zijya kuri one low, duhita tuvuga ngo zihita zijya noneho kuri one column, okay. Flex direction column zihita zijya kuri one column, okay. Then on h3, which is the title of the video, we said the color even this RGB, okay, red, green, blue. Then tuvuze ngo size yayo ibe 14 pixels and margin top ibe 6 pixels, okay. For the name of the channel, I said this is this one right here, okay. I said text decoration none. By default, link ziba zifite underline. So I set the text decoration none, then the color, this color, and font size of this font size, 14 pixels. Okay. Let's view it in the browser and see what's happened. You can now see that it looks like YouTube. Okay. And when you scroll you can see that navbar is stick at the top. Okay, that's what I was talking about. Position sticky and top 0, and z index, which makes this navbar at the top of everything. Okay, so I hope that is for today. So when you open the video, then consider to like video, subscribe, and share to the others. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.